Okay, so where is the modular arithmetic? Or would you like to do one more example first?
No.
We saw that when we started at 2 and ended at 22, we could find where we played 20 games. We started at after 4 and ended at 24, we played exactly 20 games. Can you find one more?
Well, if you start maybe at 8 and go to 28.
8 to 28.
Yeah.
Okay. So how are 4 and 24 the same? How are 2 and 22 the same? How are 8 and 28 the same? What mod are we looking?
Mod 10.
Actually, that's true. Mod 10. What other mod are they the same?
Well, mod 20.
Mod 20. Mod 20 is a pretty natural thing to look at in this problem because we're looking for exactly 20 games. Okay, so let's look at these numbers, mod 20. 2, 3, the same.
4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 17, 18, 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 11, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, and what did we say when two numbers are the same in a given mod? What does that mean?
Well, that meant that, well, you had x, well, there was x times something plus y, that would equal a number.
It would equal a number. So then we said that the difference, but if they were equal in a given mod, what about their difference?
If they were equal in a given mod, their difference, if their difference was a multiple of that mod, you could change it.
Yeah, if they're equal, it means their difference is a multiple of the mod.
Yeah.
So if we look at the number of games mod 20 and we see a 4 and a 4, we know the difference between these two places is a multiple of 20. Now it turned out in this case it was exactly equal to 20.
Yeah.
Okay. But all we know is that the difference is a multiple of 20. We'll come back to why it has to be exactly equal to 20 in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I just start writing out all, if I look at the sums and I look at them in mod 20,
You can figure it out.
why am I going to have to eventually have to find two numbers that are the same?
Well,
When I look mod 20, why in this row here do I eventually have to find two numbers that are the same?
because you're always, when you get to 20, you go to the next game.
Okay.
You go
So I went here, I skipped over 20, I went from 19 to 1. But
And then-
why I didn't have a 1 before, but I eventually found a place where I had a 2 before, and a 3 before, and a 4 before, and an 8 before. Why am I always going to find a repeat? I have to find a repeat at some point, no matter how far out I go. Why? Why is that?
Well, because you might be doing the same thing.
You might be. But you might not be doing the same thing. You might be just kind of doing randomly. Maybe you never have any numbers. Like maybe I never get a 5 again, ever. Maybe I never get a 9 again, ever. But there's some reason I have to get a repeat. Can you think about why I have to get a repeat?
Well, because you have, you're in mod 20, and then for repeats, you have to go all the way to the next. Yeah.
Right, but why do I have to have one? Maybe I never had another 4. It's tricky. Why do I have to have some number repeat? How many numbers do I have mod 20?
Well, you have 0 up to 19.
How many
so
is that?
20 numbers.
20 numbers. So if I go 25 places out, what happens?
Well, you're forced to have a repeat.
How come?
Because if you don't, you're going to use up all of the numbers.
Right. When will I have definitely used up all the numbers if I don't have any repeats?
Well, at like maybe the 20th spot.
If I don't have any repeats by number 20, I've used up all the numbers.
Yeah.
So 21 has to be a repeat. And if I go out for a long way,
Then you're going to have a repeat.
I'm going to have a repeat.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, here's the thing. In 21 numbers, I'm going to have a repeat.
Yeah.
How many days is that? How many weeks is that?
That's 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks.
3 weeks. What's the most number of games she could have played in 3 weeks?
The most number of games, well, she could have played 6. She could have played, well, the maximum number of games she could have played in a week would be, it would be 7. Well, she can play up to 12 in a 7-day period.
Okay, so what's the most she could play in 3 weeks?
Well, 36. Yeah.
Okay.
And
But we have a repeat for sure, right?
yeah.
And that repeat is going to be there's a multiple of 20 difference. But we don't know if it's 20 or not, but it has to be a multiple of 20 and it has to be less than 36. So what multiple of 20 is it going to be if it's less than 36?
Well, that would be just 20.
How many games were we looking for?
Well, we were looking for 20 games.
So if we look mod 20, we only have 20 numbers.
Cool.
After 21, which is 3 weeks, there has to be a repeat, right?
Yeah.
And then we know from modular arithmetic that the difference is a multiple of 20. We don't know it is 20, but we know it's a multiple of 20. But we also know because of this, it's less than 36. So what's it going to be?
20.
It has to be 20. Pretty cool
Yeah.
application of modular arithmetic, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought this was a modular arithmetic problem,
No.
but it is. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good job this morning, huh? Good job.